Hi scholars, it's Miss Dunn. We're going to do math together today, and we're going to continue practicing representing and solving story problems. So to review, looking at our poster of our math story strategies, you can use objects to help you represent and solve your stories, or your fingers to represent what's happening in the story. You can draw a picture or you draw symbols. You can also use tools of the number line and the number bond, and the strategy of counting on. So I'm going to be telling you a story. I want you to listen carefully to the story to figure out the math that you hear in it and what we need to do in order to solve the story. So, your story is, Mr. O'Connor harvested 6 vegetables in his garden. Some were carrots and the rest were peppers. How many carrots and how many peppers did he harvest? I'll say the story one more time for us. Mr. O'Connor harvested 6 vegetables in his garden. Some were carrots and the rest were peppers. How many carrots and how many peppers did he harvest? So the strategy and tool that I'm going to be using today is the number bond. So from what I heard in the story, we know that Mr. O'Connor harvested some vegetables. We know the quantity or the amount of vegetables he harvested, which is 6. And we know that of those 6 vegetables, some of them were carrots and the rest were peppers. So that tells me that the whole is 6. That Mr. O'Connor harvested 6 vegetables. So I'm going to draw the whole on my number bond. I'm going to write the numeral 6 and then draw a little line to represent each vegetable. 1, come with me, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Great. Now I'm going to draw the 2 lines coming out to finish my number bond. At the ends of those is the parts of our number bond. And now we're trying to figure out, we know that Mr. O'Connor harvested 6 vegetables. Some were carrots and the rest were peppers. So I'm just going to label this carrots so I can keep track of the parts. That's carrots. And we have peppers here as the other part. It sounds like we don't have the information of how many carrots he harvested and how many peppers. But we can figure it out. So let's see. Let's say that of those 6 vegetables, 2 of them, so I'm going to erase 2 lines, were carrots. I'm going to write the number 2. Which means that the rest are peppers. So I have to count how many are left. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to erase that because now I know that 4 of those 6 vegetables, 2, 3, 4, are peppers. And just to double check to make sure that this makes sense with our story, Mr. O'Connor harvested 6 vegetables, 2 were carrots, and 4 peppers. I'm going to add these 2 parts to make sure it equals to 6. So I'm adding 2 and 4. I'm going to count on using that strategy of holding 2 in my brain, or that quantity or number in my brain, and I'm going to add on 4. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 is equal to 6. They're the same. So I know that my 2 parts equals the 6 vegetables. So we know that one answer could be that Mr. O'Connor harvested 2 carrots and 4 peppers. I'm also realizing that there's lots of different ways to answer this that would make sense with the story, as long as my 2 parts equal or is the same as my whole of 6 vegetables. So let's see races and try a different way. So we started with 6. I'm going to draw my lines again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's say that of these 6 vegetables, Mr. O'Connor had 3 carrots. So I'm going to erase 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to put 3 here for 3 carrots, which would mean that the rest is peppers, and the rest is 1, 2, 3, 3 peppers. I'm going to erase those here. And just to double check, we're going to combine or add 3 and 3 as my parts to make sure it equals my whole. So again, I'm going to count on, I'm going to hold 3 in my brain, and I'm going to count on 3. 3, 4, 5, 6. The last number we said is 6, and 6 is equal to 6. So this would make sense with my story. So now scholars, take a second to think about another way, and you could answer our story of how many carrots and how many peppers did Mr. O'Connor harvest. We tried one way, where it was 6 vegetables and he harvested 2 carrots and 4 peppers. And we just tried one way of 3 carrots and 3 peppers. Let's see if we can figure out a different way that would still make sense with our story of how many carrots and how many peppers did Mr. O'Connor harvest. Great. So there's lots of ways to answer this. And now we're going to leave you with your task or your assignment today. I'm going to be telling you 2 stories. One story is going to have a quantity that's smaller, and one story is going to have a quantity that's larger. So your first story is, Miss Bridget had 7 balloons. Some were red and the rest were blue. How many were red and how many were blue? I'll say the story one more time for our first story. Miss Bridget had 7 balloons. Some were red and the rest were blue. How many were red and how many were blue? Great. The second story is, Miss Nell had 14 bouncy balls. Some were big and the rest were small. How many bouncy balls were big and how many bouncy balls were small? I'll say sorry one more time for us. Miss Nell had 14 bouncy balls. Some were big and the rest were small. How many bouncy balls were big and how many bouncy balls were small? So remember, you're going to figure out what story is just right for you and your family to represent and to solve. And if you want a challenge, you can solve both of those stories. And if you want another challenge, just like how we did here, you can find more than one way to answer our story that would still make sense with the story. And remember to choose the strategy that works just right for you to represent it and to solve it. And when your teachers would love to see your thinking around these stories, so please send us a picture or video because we'd love to see it. Have a great day. Bye.